am Alden, and I am here with you to do a twin flame romance card reading for the week of October 9th. It is currently 11:53 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on October 11th, so getting this out a little bit late due to the fires that are close to me that happened. I'm blaming it on the fire. So yeah, I've been without internet the last couple days until last night, and I don't know, just processing everything, and maybe, like, even though I've been taking a lot of chlorophyll and rhodiola, maybe a little oxygen deprived too. So feeling kind of like tired, or like I'm working through other stuff, but I now feel ready for delivering onto you and onto myself as well this beautiful card reading. And I've got my cat here with me, so yeah, and she moves, of course, just as I say that, trying to get onto my lap. So we'll see how that goes, trying to keep her indoors because of the air quality and the more wild animals running about, this way to get away from the fires, around Santa Rosa. So anyway, yeah, once again, I am using this deck, the Angel Tarot deck, and so, I shuffled once, but I decided I wanted to shuffle a little bit more on camera, so I kind of left the rest of the shuffling for now. So yeah, and my cat is staring at my face as I'm talking, so that's okay, that's great. So yeah, let's see what we got going on here. Very excited for this week's reading. And the first card is the Emperor, Archangel Michael, number 4. And green, of course, wants to layer onto it. There we go. That's better, at least. So yeah, number 4, Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael, help us with so much, right? And organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. Right away, when I see this, I think of Mars in Virgo right now, which is like in the process of a T-square involving Saturn and Sagittarius and Chiron and Pisces. And I'm trying to remember where's the square and where's the opposition. I think Mars and Chiron are opposing, and Saturn and Mars and Saturn and Chiron are squaring, but either way, whatever. So yeah, Mars and Virgo, so there's a lot of like directed action that's a little bit more on the like conservative side of organization, of communicating passionate love through like orderly practice, practicing your spiritual work, like your spiritual work is uniquely designed for you to do by God. And of course there's templates, such as the mirror exercise, but we each onto ourselves fulfill our own thing. That's like what makes us unique, special, interesting. We're all special and all that. And we all kind of fit together into one at the same time. And so yeah, and Archangel Michael is here to remind us, to assist us in this process of showing up for our own love, showing up for our own spiritual work. And this comes up again too with like Venus aspecting Saturn, I believe, like on Sunday last week, and this idea of finding the love within, you know, like relying on the love within, on the divine relationship we have with God. And so yeah, and I think too, seeing the purity in like the shadow work we're doing, I feel like there's like a better way of putting that right now, because yeah, so Jupiter has moved into Scorpio, and so yeah, what that, as of like yesterday, I think on the 10th, and so Jupiter is a very expansive, gaseous planet. You know, sometimes like dealing with abundance, with joy, with like spirituality. Scorpio is very sensuous, sensual, you know, going to the deepest, darkest layers kind of sign. And so exploring sexuality, exploring the sensuous things, also the I guess the darker things, and even the more cryptic things, the things that we don't quite understand, or that are taboo because we, just for the fact that we don't really know how to talk about them, you know. And I guess in regular society this could actually be twin flames, which is, you know, a completely light-filled normal topic in a lot of my conversations, but at the same time I recognize that this, you know, isn't yet the case, and I certainly don't talk to everyone the same way, you know, that I encounter about twin flames, or sometimes at all. And so yeah. Anyway, Archangel Michael, number 4, to me is this idea of bringing things together, orderliness, helping you see the light, helping clear blocks around those seeming boundaries or unknown places that seem, you know, that just plain old have seemed scary somehow in the past. Now there is room, there's expansion to enter those places, and actually we're doing it, you know. That's where we're going, and we are here with help from the divine, with God. And so yeah, that's what this card is bringing through for me. And in doing this, we're opening up that space to love our twin flames fully within our hearts, and to find them there. So that's pretty cool. And so now I've got a 2 of water card. 2 of water, y'all. Okay. So yeah, 2 mermaids here. Is that like a dolphin in front of them? Yes. And fish that are kind of swirling around, these 2 goblet glasses, whatever you want to call them. And it says a relationship that continues to grow closer. Ooh, perhaps you and your twin flame. Forgiveness, very nice, and the positive resolution of a conflict. Yeah, I know this has been coming up in my personal life, just with relationships in general, and really, you know, in how to form healthy boundaries, and create space for real love, you know, the container for real love to to come in and purify and, you know, clear whatever ickiness, whatever scary stuff, you know, like I was just talking about, you thought was there, because that's all really an illusion. So it's really about just creating the space for the love, so clearing the blocks so that love can go where it's supposed to, you know, so you're not like bottling it up, you know, not allowing it to grow, however you are kind of feeling, whatever analogy you want to use. And so, yeah, there's two mermaids here looking kind of seriously over at me, at you. And so, you know, like there's some seriousness about the closeness that you're experiencing with your twin flame right now, and that's balanced, you know, like in just however, whatever you're feeling. Like for me this week, with everything that's been going on, I've been feeling very centered in my own space, but when I feel the energy of my twin flame, which is often, it's really been triggering me and helping me to work through blocks. But what I've realized is that in no way am I opposing it or forcing that energy, you know, trying to force it away, as to be honest, I have done in the past, you know, and so which has never been my desire. But now that I understand, and I've healed so much, you know, to where I am now, I feel when I'm being triggered and when I'm being pushed, but I recognize that these are my own blocks to clear. This is my own situation. Like I can surrender everything and also recognize where I can make choices and where I have like control. You know, for instance, in me choosing to do my spiritual work as things come up, you know, as upsets come up. And this is because of, you know, the intimacy that I desire and that I have with myself. And so, you know, like that's beautiful. And there is a seriousness to it. And also, this reminds me that Pisces, Chiron's in Pisces, and so I was talking about that T square between Saturn and Mars and Chiron is like the wounded healer. So it's like, you know, feeling the deepest depths of your wounds, like in the, you know, in the watery oceans of your soul, and taking directed action in aligning yourself to the treasure of these upsets. And Jupiter moved into Scorpio is also helpful in this alignment process. So, and then I think one last thing I want to say, you know, the positive resolution of a conflict. I don't think I already said this, I don't know, but Venus is entering Libra on Saturday, I think. And so that's Venus's home sign. And Libra is like a very balanced, like balance is like one of the first words that comes to mind often when I think of that sign. And so this idea of forgiveness, it's kind of like judgment transcended, right? So like the correct way to look at judgment would be like a balanced scale. And this is how, you know, Libra comes and represents, and this can also represent divine love, balance and harmony within all relationships. And this, of course, includes complete surrender and forgiveness. And so the positive resolution of a conflict naturally kind of occurs. So let's move on to the third and final card, which is upside down, but I will show it to you the right way, or this way, I don't know, whatever way is right. Seven of Air, very beautiful card. There's like some rainbowy stuff going on, sort of a light kind of cross, if you see that, kind of down the middle and horizontally. So yeah, and unicorns, which are always awesome. And so it says, plans that need revision, more going on than meets the eye, poor timing. Well, I believe, I've gotten this card before while doing this reading. I've pulled it before anyway. And, what I see here is kind of like, it's like a circle that is encompassing the unicorn's track, and they are kind of going around in a circle, but then they're also kind of going off into the distance. And going back once again to Jupiter in Scorpio, I'm mentioning, the planets and the signs because for me, I feel like it's helpful for the collective consciousness, what's going on, and also like, they're symbols, right? So interpreting it all together in a way that is aligned with love. And what I see here, plans that need revision, well, your plans, so to speak, need revision once you have visited and attended to those more weird, dark or scary, whatever you want to say, those places within that you just haven't really explored fully, frankly. Maybe they're actually happy places, and in truth, when things are resolved, then yeah, like your block can move, and the love and the joy can come in. So yeah, more going on than meets the eye, poor timing, but also the picture. So yeah, what kind of clued me into that original thought of bringing it back to Jupiter and Scorpio is that those two unicorns are going off into the distance, and two, I think of twin flames, and then I think of the five moving. I think this is five. One, two. Actually, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, there's 5. So the 5 moving around in a circle, so representing like freedom of expression and kind of action in that sort of sense, and then the 2 going off representing union, but union traveling into uncharted territory, into the topics within that you now have the energy to feel, to look at, to see, to heal, and all that jazz. So that's really what I'm seeing here. And with timing, well, maybe like it's just I forgot what I was gonna say. It's just about aligning and about like taking everything as it is now, right? So maybe what you thought you were going to do is just not what you're gonna do anymore in one respect or another. And you can choose to, you know, attach yourself to the upset in that, or you can choose to let that go and to surrender to whatever's coming in, and to acknowledge and love that you're making space for newness to grow, for you to see the vibration that you feel within matched outside. Because if things always stay the same, or if things always go as planned, that would be pretty darn boring. And that's just like, you know, so it's just here to remind us that time's an illusion, and that everything is aligning perfectly for us, you know, like we're being given everything to fulfill our heart's desires. And so yeah, just stick around, and and keep on keeping with the love. And I think that's about all I have to say. Yeah. Whew, 7 of air. And I'm also feeling like something about divine messages, you know, kind of in the outer world to how that's my cat's paw. Yeah, so just aligning with the signs, with the messages. Maybe they're coming through other people, through nature, through literal signs. But yeah, allowing everything to touch your heart when you're feeling it. So that's I think everything that I wanted to say for this week. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week and found this reading enjoyable and helpful. And I am always here to offer you guided support on your twin flame journey to Harmonious Union. And so you can check out all the links below for what I offer. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.